Okay. Well, hello everyone. This is the meeting for the course Comprehensive Sexuality Education and the English Classroom. I'm Pablo Lavandeira. Everybody calls me Paul. Paul in my briefing. And I am here with some of our colleagues who could join us today. And well, we hope that you are okay watching this, not live, but well, I hope you will be having as much fun as I think we're going to have. Well, I don't know why I say as much fun as I think we're going to have, because this is not a kind of party or anything, but I hope it's a good time for all of us. And I was saying before I started the recording that I was surprised that there are so many women and only me as a representative of the male species, and being this a course on comprehensive sexuality education, right? And then I said, because it's a question of the profession. I mean, most of the teachers of English are women. So is that a stereotype? What do you think? Is there a stereotype that teachers of English should be women?
Yes, I think in general, teachers are women, not only English teachers, but it's a question of maybe caring and being sweet and motherhood and all those kind of things involved in the same profession. I think it comes.
It comes with the profession.
Yes.
Probably
I think it comes from that point, I think.
So it's like men think that in general they think this is a profession for women and they don't choose the teaching profession.
Or maybe having a male teacher. Yes, male teacher is like, oh, kids maybe they are scared or they think he's a bad teacher. Maybe.
Yeah, it's a funny thing, because many times when I speak to my colleagues, now I haven't been in secondary school for quite a while because I'm working at this level now. I do coordinate a secondary school, so I'm there like in and out all the time. But it's a very funny thing, because they say, ah, no, but you are lucky because you are a man, and with you they behave and they respect you because you are a man. And I said, is that true? So, is that true? I don't think so. I think that everybody can like have a good command of the classroom and all that. But I was surprised that it was my own colleagues who thought that it was because I was a man that my students like responded to me in a different way. So another stereotype there, right? Men can control classrooms better. I don't think so. I've seen a lot of fellow men trying to control a class and failing completely at the mission. But so this question of stereotypes, as you see, is quite widespread, and it's like, well, something that probably should be counteracted somehow, or should have some kind of reversion, right, in the future. But let's see. Let's see about you. The idea today is that we can discuss a little bit about your final tasks, right? Because I asked most of you, the ones who started to join little by little the meeting, and they told me that you were up to your neck with activities and things to do, and that you were taking a long time, and sometimes you couldn't read as much as you wanted. But then the good thing about this kind of courses is that they are remote and asynchronous. As they are asynchronous courses, you can like read at your pace. I know you receive emails from me tell you, hey, how are you? Is everything okay? You haven't done task 3. What about it? And I know it's a best, but it's part of the system. You know, I have to do that. I know that you're all busy. So when I send the email, I say they're going to hate me because of it. But I don't care. I still have to do it. And I know that you are all doing your best to catch up with your reading. So how is that going? I mean, are you like coping with the tasks? Are you having difficulty with something? If somebody is watching this, or maybe the interested party is here, some people haven't written their names in their interventions in the Padlet. And I don't know who you are. And if I don't know who you are, I cannot tick your box in the task sheet that I have. So please, if you haven't written down your name in the Padlet, either you who are live in this session or you who are watching it, please check that your name is there, because I have to have your attendance checked for the certificate to be granted. Okay, you have to participate in all the tasks. So probably you participated in the task, but you forgot to write your name, and you're going to have an absentee there, and you're not going to be in a condition to get your certificate. So please check your contributions in the Padlet and check your names are there. That's it. Just an intervention I needed to make. Well, final task. Have you seen it? Do you have any questions? What do you think about it? I'm all ears. No questions.
Hello.
I have an idea of what I am going to do, but I don't know how to adapt that activity for the gender roles, or to involve all the gender.
Okay.
Or how to relate it
to gender related topics.
I have chosen an activity that has to do with violence in the relationships, in a dating or in a love relationship.
Okay.
I don't know how to associate or how to make the task with that activity. It has to do with the topic, but well, I don't know how to start or how to.
Okay. Or how to relate it with English teaching as well, because it has to be connected.
No, not with English teaching, but with the subject of the genders. Because, well, we know that, of course, it's violence in a love relationship.
Okay.
It has to do with gender, but not, for example, when we talk about including all kinds of what people think, or which gender do they relate to, or not relate.
Identify with.
Feel they fit. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sorry. I think Amelia had a question first, and do something. Do me a favor so that we can organize this. You know how to raise your hands in Zoom?
Okay.
You raise your hands there so that I can ask you, or I can ask for your participation in order, right? So first it's Amelia, who also had a question, then Gabby, and then we see. Okay, Amelia.
Hey, hi Paul. Hi everybody. Good afternoon. I haven't read the task for the final task yet. I've already sent you the task number 4. It's
sent task number 4.
Yes, it's not a task. It's a written. Yeah, I'm looking for that. Where is it? Yes, or number 3 it was. No, number 4.
Sorry, just a minute. Are you talking about the Padlet thing?
Yes, the Padlet thing.
Okay, the Padlet thing.
It was not a Padlet. There was we sent a kind of I couldn't find
the participation in the debate.
Okay. Tasks
yes, the debate. That's why.
The debate.
The debate. Yes.
You participated.
I've already sent it. Yes.
You posted your contribution. You didn't send it.
Yes, I posted. I posted the
because
contribution.
when you say send, and I said no, because you have to send the final task only. Don't say anything else.
The contribution, which was fruitful. How can I say
fruitful?
Fruitful, yes. And I didn't think, I thought about the final task some point. I don't have it yet.
Okay.
So, and that's all. I wanted to ask you about that final task. And before,
what is it that you wanted to know about it?
What do we have to do? A lesson plan.
Okay.
For class.
So I have two questions already. I have Claudia's question in the chat box asking when we are supposed to submit it.
Yeah.
We have Amelia asking what we are supposed to do. And Gabby, you have another question. Does it go in line with these two, or is it a different question?
No, it's to Laura's question actually, because I understood that you only have to choose one topic, right? And if you're going to do your lesson plan based on violence, gender violence, you don't need to any other topics, right?
I have like a very creaky thing when you speak. I can't hear you well. Sorry. There was something that your voice was breaking.
Maybe my airport. Okay. I'm going to write.
Okay, do so. All right, Fernanda. Yes, your question.
If I understood correctly, we have to present a portfolio.
Yeah.
Okay, that is one of the main reasons I wanted to have this session with you, because this is a question.
What do you mean by a portfolio? Just the...
Okay. I'll tell you. The portfolio, the portfolio that you were supposed to keep is like your personal notebook. Okay? That is the record of everything you do, everything you discover, everything you know or you like, or the notes you take. Okay? So consider that as your notebook, your private notebook. You're not supposed to send your private notebook to me. It's yours. It's private. Okay? So the portfolio is for you. But you are supposed to use what you wrote in that portfolio to create a reflection on what you have learned. Okay? So if you let me, I'm going to share the screen and go to the classroom and read from there, because it's going to be like better. Let me see. Give me a second. All right. I know you are not reading much there, but give me a second. All right. This is what the final assignment requires from you, okay? You have to develop a teaching portfolio, right? Okay, I have Gabby's question here. You have to develop a teaching portfolio that demonstrates your understanding of the principles dealt with during the course and your ability to apply these principles in your teaching practice. What your portfolio should include is a reflection on practice. This is the only thing you have to hand in, like a summary, not the whole portfolio, right? But a summary of everything you have written down in the portfolio. The commentaries that demonstrate your ability to critically reflect on your teaching practice and how your position, your stance, is informed and nurtured by the principles and ideas dealt with during the course. That is to say, you're taking down notes, okay? So when you finish the course, you sit down with your portfolio and you start analyzing it and you think, okay, what did I do about comprehensive sexuality education before I took the course? What new ideas did I get? What did I think about these ideas? What have I gained from the course? How has the course helped me in doing that? That's why it's a a set of reflective commentaries, a reflection, and that reflection should show a critical approach to your teaching practice, right? That is to say, analyze or revisit your teaching practices and see how they were improved or benefited by the topics we dealt with in the course, right? So this text shouldn't be too long, but it should be comprehensive. And by comprehensive, I mean it should include as much detail, or it should be written in as much detail as possible to show that you have understood the concepts of the course. Okay? That is, avoid things like, I like the topics, they were very interesting, right? Or things like, oh, I was very happy to take the course. No. Critically means, in the past, I used to approach comprehensive sexuality education from this perspective, but now that after reading this and this, or when I read so-and-so's definition, I understood that probably my approach needed to be more centered on, you understand? Some sort of critic on your own teaching practice. That's why we say a reflection on practice. But you shouldn't hand in everything you have written down. Is that part of the question answered? Yeah? Okay.
Yes, I have another question.
Let me finish with this. Gabby,
okay,
raise your hand.
Right. Yes.
Let me finish with this, and I swear I will answer your question when I finish. Please.
But at the same time, we have like to provide a theoretical background for our choices.
For the reflection, the reflection piece.
In the reflection.
Like comment.
Exactly.
Comments on our teaching sequence. In certain parts of the teaching sequence, we can comment.
Wait, I haven't spoken about the teaching sequence yet. It's like different things.
To link both things, because I cannot see the connection between the reflection on one hand and the teaching sequence. I thought that they were like
they are two different things.
Interconnected.
They are two different things, okay. And they are interconnected. So I'll say it again. You have to hand in two things: the short lesson plan and your reflection. Okay? The reflection, probably it is in the wrong position on campus. So the reflection that you do is like your analysis of how your teaching practice changed during the course, right? There you put all the authors and you write about the theory and everything. And that should be reflected in the lesson plan, right? So if you say, I don't know, I'm saying something just as an example, right? If you say, I learned that communication is important. And then in the lesson plan, you give an exercise that is listen and repeat. You are not showing that you understood that communication is there. You understand? So it's like the reflection and practice should like be the background or support the short lesson you're going to plan. I don't know if I made it clearer. Have I?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Now, the short lesson plan. That is a set, here says, a set of lesson plans that demonstrate your ability to design and integrate materials and activities in creative ways to address CSE topics within the specific subject matter of English as a foreign language, right? When it says a set of lesson plans, probably this is also confusing, because you are only supposed to design one or two tasks, only one lesson plan. Okay? So it's one lesson plan, but this lesson plan should only include one or two tasks. Forget profesorado planning. Okay? Just forget about that. Just a short lesson plan that has, well, I don't know, some kind of activation at the beginning, some kind of, well, you divide it in the parts you know a lesson plan should have. I'm not going to give you a model because there's no model, but you can follow the chart that you had in task 3, okay? That can be an example of how to hand in the tasks, or how to like include a design or the layout for the tasks. Okay. So far, you following? Am I making it clearer or darker?
No, I'm not following this. What about the one we handed in, the chart we handed in? Does it also, the short lesson plan has to be that one, but in depth, or a different one?
Well, it can be based on that one. It can be that one modified, right? Because that was an example, but most of you took it. I remember that some of you took it from lessons you already taught in some cases. Did you all design that task? No. Some of them were already like previously taught. Maybe I cannot tell the difference when one was taught and or wasn't, right? But if your idea is to, like, I don't know, if you designed it specifically for task 4, for task 3. Okay, so if you designed it after you have read all the rest of the course, you can like give it a shape that includes the reflection there, and you submit that one. Follow the assessment criteria. Don't forget that, right? There should be some cohesion and coherence in how you develop the ideas. If the two tasks are probably related, it will be better. Conventions in written expression and layout should be respected. We are expecting quality and originality in the final production. The use of problem-solving strategies. This is something that would be interesting to see, that we should see in your tasks. How you apply problem-solving in your design, in your layout, in your planning, okay? When I say problem-solving, I'm not talking about activity filling. To fill in the blanks in a sentence or in a clause is not to solve a problem, right? To solve a real problem. I know that perhaps it's not going to be easy to think of a problem, a real problem to solve, but it can be maybe to suggest, I don't want to say things because then I start telling you things and I don't want you to be influenced by what I think. But maybe there's some kind of situation in the classroom, right? This is what you can imagine. It doesn't mean that this situation must be real, but you can imagine a situation in the classroom where some issue of comprehensive sexuality education is involved, okay? And the tasks that you ask your students to do aim at solving that situation, and at the same time including contents of English. I don't know if you've got it. Yes, no?
Yes. So it is the plan for one class.
Just 2 tasks, 1 class.
Okay, perfect.
Right? Task-based approach, Gabriela asks. Yes.
Perfect.
Task-based approach. I'll take Gabriela's question. She says, my question is related to Laura's question. I understood that I only have to choose a topic from the gender perspective. So if I choose gender violence as my topic, I create my lesson plan based on that topic only. Okay. So what you do is think of a situation that involves gender violence, right? Mm-hmm. And then you design a task or 2, I would say 2, that aims or aim at solving the problem involving that situation. Suppose you spot it, you imagine, I hope you haven't spotted it actually, but you imagine a gender violence situation in the classroom, and bullying because a boy has a certain sexual orientation, or some kind of discrimination because there's a girl there and they are mostly boys, or maybe it's a a girl who plays football and they don't like her, and then they sort of attack her because of that. So you imagine that situation, you pose that problem, and you think of some communicative activity or task, rather, that aims at solving the problem. How can we solve this problem together? By creating, I don't know, by raising awareness on this, are we going to create, maybe we're going to create like classroom rules, and in the I don't know, in the making of the classroom rules, there will be different tasks that help me reflect on whether this situation is okay or not. So by the time I make the classroom rules, the problem has been solved or is on the way to being solved. I don't know if you follow me. I don't want to be more specific because then I'm going to influence you on your tasks. And I really would like to see different kinds of tasks, but this could be a possibility. So if you imagine the situation and you create, suppose, let's make it even better. You have only 2 days to teach the lesson, okay? It says, okay, I'll answer Eugenia's question later. Give me just 1 second, Eugenio. So let's say you have only 2 days to prepare like a workshop for your class to solve a problem that has arisen in the classroom, okay? And you have only those 2 days, and the activities you prepare for those 2 days should have a kind of communicative purpose, should solve a problem, should include contents related with English teaching, and at the same time, include contents related to comprehensive sexuality education. The thing is, good thing to do is not start by thinking of the grammar you have to teach. Because most of the times you say, okay, I have to do this with 4th grade, and I am teaching the colors. So I have to think of something to teach the colors. No, forget about that, okay? You can think, for example, I don't know, I'm saying something very stupid. Don't take this literally, right? Maybe I'm going to create a violent semaphore, right? With red, green, and yellow. So I'm going to like make a sequence of the situations I spot in the classroom, which are very violent. Those will be red, mildly violent, but not desirable, yellow, and those which are acceptable, and that would be for the green. So I write very simple commands like listen to others, green. Okay, you put it on, next to the green, right? Use swear words, red. So you are like creating a sort of rules for the classroom. You are including the colors, you are including imperatives, but you are not thinking of teaching imperatives and the colors. You are thinking of creating school rules to solve the problem of students communicating with others in a very nasty way. You see my idea, or how the thing should be devised? I don't know how to raise a hand, and I want to give my example. Okay, give me just 1 second, Dolo. I listen, I answer Eugenia's question, and you can give your example. Okay. The short lesson doesn't necessarily need to be related to tasks 2 and 3. No. The idea is that if you have material in tasks 2 and 3 that can help you, you can use them, right? It would be good, because if not, you have to start looking for things again. So okay, if you use something that you already have, so much the better, right?
Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Fernanda is, so, okay, Dolo. Yes, we listen to you, Dolo. Tell us.
Sorry, just I wanted to add this example. As I teach secondary adult students, one of my learners told me something. She had problems with her husband. So for that reason, I have chosen romantic relationships to work on this the previous week that was ESE at schools. So I have chosen that theme to deal with students because of that problematic that we have at school. And then I have thought about, well, grammar and vocabulary and all that, but I understand that that is secondary. Yes, that the first thing we have to think about is the problem. What problem we should solve if there is a problem in that group of learners.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for your example. It's very clear. And it helps me make a point here. You're not supposed to solve the problem of your students. Definitely, right? You're not a psychologist. You're not a therapist. You're not a judge. So it's not the problem of your student. What you have to solve is the communicative problem, right? Suppose you're working on romantic relationships, right? And well, I don't know, secondary school, you mean adult students? Okay, so probably you can work on how to spot toxicity in a relationship, right? And I don't know, maybe I want to say, okay, something important. And this is in line with what Gabriela is asking. She asks, the tasks, situations determine the language and the structures to be used. Okay. Everything is determined by the final task, right? For example, in Dolo's case, what do I want to do? I want them maybe to create a leaflet. For whom? For adolescents. Okay. So I have to think of the audience, right? I will create a leaflet. This leaflet is for the adolescents at school or the adults at school. Why not? So what should the leaflet contain? A list of do's and don'ts, maybe, or a thing of do's or yes and no, or how to spot, is this okay? Is this not okay? Right? So what you want to do, you want to communicate this to other people. So how are you going to communicate it? Well, I'm going to communicate this, I don't know, via, I don't know, imperatives, do this, don't do that. Via modals, you should do this, you shouldn't do that. Or you should pay attention to this, you shouldn't relate to that. Or maybe asking questions in the present continuous, let's say. Is he checking your phone? Is she following you? Right? I mean, you can use any structure you want, right? Present simple, he reads my messages. She eavesdrops on my conversations, right? That's why the grammar points are not important at the beginning. That will be determined later. What is important is what you want to do. And then all the tasks that you are doing should be a step towards the final task. That is, we do task 1, which is the result of task 1. I have this. Okay. How does this help the final task? This is what we're going to use in this part. Okay. Task 2. What is the result of task 2? This one. Much in the way you cook, right? For example, I don't know, you're making, suppose, a lemon pie, right? And you prepare something. The lemon pie contains different layers, all right? You have the lemon custard, and you have the cream, then you have the base, the dough, right? So you prepare the dough, you put it aside. You prepare the lemon custard, you put it aside. Then you put everything together. And then you create the cream, you put it on top. But every task you do will go forward towards the final task, the lemon pie, and the lemon pie will be complete. So the task is more or less the same thing, right? Every task you do should be something that contributes to the final task. I don't know if I answered your question, Gabby. Have I? I don't know if Gabby is there because I'm not seeing her.
Here.
Okay. Okay.
The task situation. Yes, yes, of course.
Clear?
All the task. All the task. I was thinking about that. That it is not the other way around. I have a sore throat today, so I cannot.
That's okay. I see. Don't worry.
Yes. But first, we have to think about the final outcome.
Always.
Of the teaching sequence.
Always.
And the stepping stones.
Exactly.
I see the little tasks, or the task before the final.
Exactly.
Task as stepping
and how
stones.
those stepping stones will lead you to the final task, right?
That's
good.
That's right.
So Gabby, Gabby Torres, that's you, right? Gabriela Torres. Okay. Eugenia.
I am Gabriela Colombo. There is another Gabriela.
There's another Gabriela. You are the one who asked about. I know Gabby Torres was the one who wrote because her microphone was not working well. Okay, so Gabby, the other Gabby, have I answered your question?
My turn?
Yes, your question. I mean,
yes,
yes,
okay. It's clear. Yes.
Good. Okay. Fer? Better now? Wonderful. Yeah. Okay. Good. I love it when you understand because it means I'm being clear. Okay. All right. When are you handing in? That is the next question we have. Okay. That is, sorry, I'm going to go, you know what? I'm going to go to student's profile because if not, you're going to see a lot of things that you shouldn't see, not because they are forbidden or anything, but because then you will be confused and say, okay, I didn't see that. Hand in your final assignment. And we don't have here, no. And there is final assignment. There's no date here. Okay, good. All right. Okay, so give me a second. It's a good thing you're telling me because I will have to include it. Give me a second. Where is that? Because I have it in my sheet. There's an agenda. You don't have the agenda with you, haven't you checked it? The plan, the work plan. Don't you have it there? Because I can check it.
In one of the, in the agenda, tenemos tiempo hasta la semana 6, que cierra el 17 del 9.
What day?
El 17 del 9, hasta el 17 del 9 tenemos fecha.
Yes, that is, I have that on the 18th is the like the closure of all the workspaces. So yes, you can hand in until the 17th of September. I'm surprised that it isn't, but it says week 6, right? Does it? Does it say week 6?
Semana 6 inicia martes 10 del 9. Dice.
Okay, so during that week, you have time to hand in, right? Good. Week 6 from the 10th to the 17th of September. Exactly. That is the week you have to hand in. Of course, you can hand in before that because the slot is already open. Okay. Okay, good. Other questions that you have? Any other questions? Doubts? No? Good. Well, any comment you would like to make?
Maybe a suggestion.
Fair?
Can I make a suggestion?
Definitely.
As I agree with Vanegas was the man who spoke on the video, that maybe sometimes it's good to have some examples.
You want me to give you examples for the final task, don't you?
Maybe, or for example, I was talking to some friends as regards the feedback of the chart, because as I observed in my classroom, all the charts were different.
Mm-hmm.
You may say there is not a correct answer, and I agree with that, but maybe, I don't know, like guiding lines or guiding comments.
Wait, you're talking about the layout, right?
Layout, content.
Okay, with the content, I'm going to be like cautious, because the problem is that if we give you examples, we may like restrict your thinking, right? No, you read an example, say, okay, we have to go this way. And you don't need that. You already are professionals and you know what to do. Now, as regards the layout, I said you can use the structure you have in the task. Let me just go there. Module 3, task 3 here. You have like a very short chart. There's a theme chosen, tasks, context, functions, linguistic exponents, or lexical dimension. All right. So that is, look, and it's even clear because it's said here. Let me share. This analysis might then be used to design the teaching sequence that you will share as a final assignment. So it's said here, right? So now I understand your question. You thought that you had to write something different. No. Okay. You might want to revisit the curriculum design. Right. This is a chart that you can use as a model, right? Now, instead of tasks, you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things, 1 or 2, right? The contexts, you take it from the curriculum design, right? By the way, everybody is from the province of Buenos Aires, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it happened in the past that we had teachers from other provinces. That was a problem, all right? So this is where probably you should start. And if you could ask maybe a final task somewhere, like between this column and this column, you can include the final task, right? And then you write the tasks, or you can include theme chosen and final task. That depends on how you want to design it. You're free to do that as long as the final task is there and the theme is there. Gabby, a question?
Can you hear me properly now? I think I fixed the... Can you hear me well?
A little bit. It's breaking, but try again. Come on.
Okay. I just have a question regarding content and context there, because I kind of confused things. I thought of content. Context means my context in the class. Like,
okay, the context. The context are the contexts you have in the curriculum design. In primary school, the context is me and my family, me and my.
Right. Yeah.
Those are the contexts, right?
Okay. But you don't have the secondary?
No, secondary school is a different thing. Is English and communication, English and literary discourse, English and technological resources, and all that. It's a different thing. We call them in a different form. But those are the contexts that you have to take into account.
Okay, right.
And for content.
And what about the content that you use?
Okay. The content includes tasks, the cultural background, all the culture thing. You have. Let me see if I can find. You have got the curriculum design at hand? You have like a chart there, but if not, okay. Let me see. I haven't prepared it. Let me just give me 1 second. I'm going to look it up and share it with you. Just 1 minute. Don't leave me. Stay on. Because the problem is that when you ask a question, I need to look for the material. I don't have it ready at hand. I don't have an assistant looking for this for me. I'll show you in a minute. Okay. And as I have so many tabs open, it takes.
Could it be that? Are you looking for the diseño curricular?
Yeah, the one with the 4 arrows.
I already posted here in the chat. Could it be that?
Let me see. But this is English. It's a PDF, but I'm not. It's opening. Give me 1 second, please, because it's opening in another tab. All right.
Could it be on page 17? Is that you are looking for?
I'll show you in a minute. Oh, okay. It's the whole thing. Just a second. Page 17, you said? I don't know the pages by heart. But that's for secondary school. That is the content for secondary school. Yeah. This is what we call the contexts, but in secondary school, we call them dimensions. So yes, that is for secondary school. But the ones I was telling you about, just I'll show you in a minute. It's taking very long to share and all that because I have all these windows open. What am I sharing? I'm sharing the PDF, aren't I? Yeah, no, that's not what I want to share. All right. Hold on. Are you seeing the PDF? Are you seeing blank? Where a blank? If you're hearing me,
it's dark.
Okay. Was I frozen?
Yes. Now.
Okay. Yeah, I was frozen because now I got a notice that my connection is unstable. So this is what we mean by content in primary school, right? You can, if you want to take a screenshot, you can take it, right? The contexts, these are the contexts that we were talking about, the tasks, language practices, and linguistic exponents, which is more or less the same thing you have in the chart. okay, in this chart here. The tasks are the content, the tasks, the tareas here, right? Contexts here, linguistic exponents, this, or lexical dimension in the case of the secondary school, which is the PDF that, who shared it? Dolores, was it, or Gabby? Who was it that shared it?
Amelia.
Amelia, okay, thank you. And then the functions is what we call prácticas del lenguaje here. So basically this is the content. So when you have here, what is it? Did I close it? Oh my goodness, I closed it. Okay, so I'll open it again. I wanted to change the tab and I closed it instead of changing. All right, so here, there. When you have content, it's all this, right? And it includes the contexts. Is it clearer now, Gabby? It's not that the content is different.
Yes, yes, now it is, yes. And in terms of secondary school, so we call context dimension.
The lexical dimensions. You call them the lexical dimensions. And it's exactly this chart that is here.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Yes, I got it because of that. Okay, great. Now it's
wonderful. So again, going back to this question of tasks 2, task 3, and if they are connected. If you find a final task that helps you pull all that together, you have most of the job already done. Because you already have the materials. Because when you looked for the videos or the articles, the instruction was to find an article or a video that you could use in a comprehensive sexuality education centered lesson, right? So if you thought of that video as fit for your class, then you can use it. If in the task 3, you thought of different tasks taking into account that, all you have to do now is take that one and organize it in a way that it can be handed in as a final task. You don't need to create something new, right? But you don't need to hand in your portfolio either, right? Just a reflection on it. The small paragraph I told you at the beginning that summarizes everything you have learned during the course and how what you have learned during the course helped you design that final task. As it is, you're handing in a final task and you are writing down why you designed it like that, how the course helped you in a sort of reflective text. Okay? Clearer now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Your faces have changed from the beginning of the session. It's like you're more relaxed now, or not? Or am I reading your faces wrongly? Some faces I cannot read because I see black boxes somewhere. But the ones I can see, it looks like you have like found your bearings, right? Good. I promise you this won't be longer than 1 hour. We have already exceeded the hour, so I wouldn't like to keep you longer unless you have more questions or more doubts. You can, of course, you can always write to me, right? And this is going to be, this recording is going to be posted in the classroom, okay? But I have to wait until it is downloaded and see if I can upload it to the platform or to YouTube. I don't know where I'm going to upload it, right? But it will be there in the near future sometime. All right. Okay. Well, so if you don't have any other question, you can already leave. Thank you very much for having joined us. And those of you who are watching, we missed you. You missed a great opportunity to share your experience with these wonderful people from all over the province. And you men watching this, you left me alone. I will take this into account when I am correcting your final tasks. Okay? Well, people, it's been great to get to know you. And well, let's meet on campus. All right?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.